This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Guck dir den mal an. Schaut ihn euch an. Irgendwie sieht er jetzt ein bisschen nervös aus. Ich frage mich, warum. Mr. Ongard, looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Das heißt, wir könnten jetzt witzigerweise sogar Plead Not Guilty machen. Und er würde dann freikommen. Aber den Rest seines Lebens, seines kurzen Lebens, würde ich sagen, in ziemlicher Furcht verbringen. Aber mir geht es ja gar nicht darum, um meinen Winstreak aufrechtzuerhalten. Außerdem würde das dann ja wahrscheinlich auf Adrian Andrews umgewälzt werden und das will ich erst recht nicht. Also ins Gefängnis mit ihm. Und ich bin mir sicher, Shelley wird ihn auch da finden. Matt on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here.
But me? My wonderful self? Guilty?
Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Das war ein bisschen brutal.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Miss von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Despair? Sorry. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Whoa, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Despair.
It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. Actually, I don't get anything at all anymore. I have no idea what the whole trial was about, but if you say he's guilty, I'll just say that as well. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. But can I have the Bayer puzzle, please? That is all. This court is adjourned.
stelle mir gerade vor, wie die da alle rausgehen, während der Richter im Hintergrund immer noch mit dem Bärenpuzzle beschäftigt ist. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. Boah, erstmal Whisky. Wir können ja den von Matt nehmen. You got them a guilty verdict this time. Ja, und ich bin froh darüber. Ist mir scheißegal, dass ich verloren habe. Der Kerl muss bezahlen. Und seine gerechte Strafe erhalten. Und vor allem soll ja nicht Adrian dafür ins Gefängnis gehen. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Ach, wo ich dabei war zu sagen guilty.
Now that Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life? My client, Madame Guard, is... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you.
Right. Edgeworth.
I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Meine Güte. Ich meine, ich kenne das ja sogar schon und wusste schon, dass das so kommt. Und trotzdem fühlt es sich für mich selbst gerade wieder an, als ob einem so ein Stein vom Herzen fällt, weil einfach diese ganze Spannung da war. Und jetzt hat man endlich Gewissheit, dass das gut ausgegangen ist. Und ich weiß, als ich es zum ersten Mal gespielt habe, war ich mir wirklich nicht sicher, ob sie die jetzt überleben lassen oder nicht, weil ich meine, im ersten Teil hatten sie auch keine Skrupel, auf einmal Mia draufgehen zu lassen. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car, eating 20 burgers per minute, probably. Mystic Maya, say, you did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick. Oh, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. Well, I mean, she fucking ran from her village to the city instead of taking the train. I suppose she's pretty tough. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Oh, why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. Like I give a fuck. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself. Until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... Ist cool, dass sie das jetzt nochmal aufgreifen, sogar mit den Bildern von dem ersten Teil. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so... No matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy, we claw and scratch for every inch, but we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. Cool, das Bild auch nochmal aus dem ersten Teil. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Okay, just... Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay.
Nick!
Oh?
Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Yeah! Endlich ist sie zurück.
Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Oh yeah, I could imagine that. Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Right. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick. Food. Grab, chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bump to me.
Nick, you think I look like a burger? I'm prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist. Alright. Cool, Edgeworth Corbett. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Geht's dahin. Zum Gatewater Hotel. Lebt ja tatsächlich noch. Vielleicht hast du mit dem Schädeltrauma sogar recht.
Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Gumshoe, are you alright?
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. Didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of
Of all things. Ich dachte, er wäre wenigstens gegen ein anderes Auto gefahren. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him?
Yeah, I did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out of me, and I ain't joking.
Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now look here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you pull it Mr. Right too hard? If y'all don't stop being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight even.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. You're all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Ja, du was? Gut, vielleicht ist sie ja tatsächlich mal zu einem Foto gut. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera.
Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you are the one who saved the day, detective. Huh, B? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know, it's Oh, wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
Huh?
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But Woolbot, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 whole days? Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, girl. So where's the picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Oh. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Uh-oh. Hmm? What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up.
Oh, that's Miss Karma's receiver. Oh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you have eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Das weiß ich noch, man muss ihm die Peitsche geben. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you too. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? Du?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. This camera shop in this hotel, see? I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab. Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Oh, yeah, I need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so.
Puh. Das war's mal wieder. Oh, da kommt ja noch was.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro.
Yep, please don't do that again.
I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. And here's a package of condoms.
Ja, aber das war ja doch ein sehr cooles Finale. Ich finde den Teil halt nicht am besten von allen.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again.
Oh, cool.
Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sick. I heard he said things like, letting that one go was bad for all of society. I knew it, crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal.
Okay. Wobei ich aber wirklich sagen würde, das Schlimmste an dem Teil, finde ich, ist dieser Zirkusfall. Der ist einfach so komisch gemacht und ein bisschen doof.
I'm Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Aber den letzten Fall fand ich halt echt wieder sehr spannend gemacht. Vor allem auch diese coole... Oh nein, bitte nicht du.
Yes, are you here to visit the patient? I'm Director Hottie. Recently, yes. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes.
Ja, ich fand es halt auch cool in diesem letzten Fall, dass man in dieser Zwickmühle war. Aber ich sollte gar nicht so viel sagen, weil ja immer noch der Text kommt.
It's time to be in our quest of world circus domination and to let the world know we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Was ist denn da?
Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
Yeah,
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes.
ja, bitte kann der aufhören, Clown zu sein. Ja, aber echt das Schlimmste an dem Zirkusfall, dieser dämliche Clown, der absolut nicht lustig war. Oh nein, nein. Really, there's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo curls represent. We've got a new act all worked up, prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. Juhu, man hört meine Begeisterung über diese Charaktere. Danke, dass sie weg sind.
What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really, how long do they plan on making...
Die macht das immer noch.
Oh, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have been deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. And even they're going to be the burn and speak burn playing with fire because there's still the scene where burn red was.
Die ist also immer noch dabei, nach irgendwelchen Pflanzen zu suchen, weil alle vergessen haben, ihr zu sagen, dass der Fall längst vorbei ist.
I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone.
Vergessen, ja.
It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity.
Guck mal, Shinji Mikami war dabei. Oh. International Departures, Gate 12. 9:42 Uhr, ist das nicht noch am selben Abend? Where are you going, Franziska?
How did you know I was here?
Aha, es ist am selben Abend. Deswegen hat er gesagt, er muss weg. With this.
That's...
I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example.
Huh. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promised you that.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket.
He put it in here?
It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now?
It's none of your business.
Are you running away?
Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter.
Francisco.
So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius, I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to.
You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be.
No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away.
Speaking of that, und das kriegt man, glaube ich, nur, wenn man ihm die Peitsche gibt. Diese ganze Szene jetzt. Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. Can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right?
Huh.
Today you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, my Edgeworth.
Phoenix Wright, one day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Oh, vielleicht ist es Franziska, die das sagt. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. Ja, es ist Franziska. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Cool. Das ist das Bild, das Maya gemalt hat. Cooles Ende. Okay, das war's. Ging ja doch noch um einiges länger, als ich dachte. Aber bin mir nicht auch umso erleichterter, dass wir schon um 19:30 Uhr angefangen haben. Und ja. Um nochmal zusammenzufassen. Wie gesagt, der zweite Teil ist meiner Meinung nach nicht der stärkste in der Reihe. Ist eher einer der schwächsten Teile. Was meiner Meinung nach halt vor allem an dem Zirkusfall liegt. Der ist einfach irgendwie so mäh. Aber der letzte Fall ist definitiv sehr gut gemacht und reißt noch wieder einiges raus. Und ist halt wirklich interessant gemacht mit dieser Zwickmühle und dieser Überraschung, dass es halt diesmal jemand ist, der eigentlich tatsächlich schuldig ist. Was sie auch noch ganz gut herausgezögert haben, dadurch, dass es ja erst noch mit dem Magatama wir ihn gefragt haben, ob er es getan hat, und er sagt, er hat es nicht getan, und dann kamen keine Psych-Logs. Weswegen man erst eine ganze Zeit lang wirklich denkt, es stimmt, dass er es nicht getan hat, bis es einem dann doch irgendwann ziemlich bewusst wird, dass es gar nicht anders sein kann. Und ja, war eigentlich ganz cool, auch noch die ganze Charakterisierung nochmal der verschiedenen Charaktere, die da so teilgenommen haben. Fand ich sehr gut gemacht. An den dritten Teil erinnere ich mich kaum noch, außer dass ich den richtig, richtig gut fand wieder. Also da bin ich auch schon sehr gespannt drauf. Als nächstes werden wir aber tatsächlich dann mal ein Spiel in Angriff nehmen, wenn man das überhaupt Spiel nennen kann, von dem ich selber nicht mal weiß, was es ist oder wie. Also ich weiß, was es ist, aber ich weiß nicht, worum es geht und so weiter und so fort. Aber was mir eben oft empfohlen wurde, wenn ich gefragt habe nach richtig, richtig, richtig abgefahrenen Stories. Irgendjemand meinte sogar, als ich gefragt habe, Virtue's Last Reward oder dieses Spiel, was ist verrückter, hat er gesagt, dieses Spiel. Umineko, genau. Das muss ich dann nur noch demnächst mal auf Steam kaufen. Ich hoffe, das ist jetzt im Moment runtergesetzt. Das wäre natürlich besonders gut. Und dann fangen wir dann am nächsten Sonntag an. Da bin ich auch schon voll gespannt drauf. Aber wie gesagt, mir wurde so viel Krasses davon versprochen, dass ich echt gespannt bin. Und das Gefühl habe, es sollte sich sehr lohnen, dabei zu bleiben. So, in dem Sinne gehe ich dann jetzt auch gleich mal ins Bett. Muss morgen noch früh raus. Also, gute Nacht und dann vielleicht ja bis nächsten Sonntag. Tschüss.